You can't really see the down power line behind that BGE crew, but there is a truck underneath of it. A power line fell directly onto a truck, and one of the arms of the tops of the power line pierced the roof of his truck. We're hoping whoever is inside that car is okay. We're also seeing BGE crews helping cars that were trapped behind these power lines escape. They're pulling the power lines back so the cars are able to get out safely. We were trying to get an update from them earlier. Again, we really want to know the car that had the power line fell on them. We wanted to hear if they were doing okay, but as you can see, crews, they are hard at work right now. This, though, I have never seen storm damage like this before. We have telephone poles toppled back to back to back. I counted at least a dozen telephone poles pulled out of the ground like they were toothpicks. This storm came through in a matter of minutes and just desolated this entire street. We are looking at West I-40. As you can see, even up the road, more first responders, more sirens and flashing lights. So we can only imagine even farther up the roads, there are more power lines down. Had no idea just how strong these winds were. We know that the rain came down fast, it came down hard, it came down heavy. We're still hearing thunder, but this has created some massive damage here in Carroll County. We will continue to try to get updates from first responders. Again, really want to know whoever is inside that car. We're hoping and praying that they are safe. Severe damage here in Carroll County from this storm. If you can stay inside, do so. Stay safe. This is no joke.
Cheering, pirate cannons, and maybe some tears, some emotions among so many people. There's Katie right there. You can see her. She just finished, guys, minutes ago. People yelled, "How are you?" And she said, "Rough. How are you guys?" And just wanted to show her love and support for the people of Baltimore. Guys, this has been 14 hours. We were there when she jumped in at Sandy Point State Park. That was 3:20 this morning. And here we are, time now 5:20, and she has officially touched the wall and made it 24 miles in that time, going from the Braid Bridge to Baltimore's Inner Harbor, and in turn making history. And guys, the whole reason she's doing it, the Baltimore native says she wants to share the love, show the love for the Inner Harbor being swimmable once again. We've been talking to folks here. Nathan is actually here with his daughter. What brought you out?
Oh, we wanted to see Katie, and I love seeing the community come together and support this amazing thing. So yeah, we're just out here trying to see some history happen, and congrats, Katie.
Does this inspire you that this water is safe to swim in?
Oh, absolutely. I think me and Sadie here, we're trying to get in. So
she's got her suit on. Are you ready, Sadie?
She's got her flamingo suit on. You ready?
Do you want to go swimming?
No.
Nathan, thank you for talking with us. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And this is just a glimpse here, guys. There is a whole stretch here on the amphitheater here. We've got folks out here. You came out to watch too. What brought you out?
I'm actually visiting from out of town, and it was just a coincidence that this was going on. But I thought it was so cool. I've got to come watch it.
24 miles.
Insane, yeah. That's like a superhuman feat.
Yep.
So she crushed it, and I feel pride for her.
I think that's the one thing, even that an out of towner can feel, is the pride in the city and these boats leading her in.
Yeah, I caught a glimpse over there, and I wasn't gonna come all the way to the finish. Then I'm like, I have to go to the finish, and I booked it over here to see her at the end.
So where do you live right now?
Chicago.
And when are you moving to Baltimore?
August.
Yeah. Oh, that's really you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm here looking at condos. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, welcome to Baltimore. What a great homecoming.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good experience. It's only my second time here.
Awesome.
So really
Thank
cool.
you so much for talking with us. We look forward to seeing you soon. And guys, I should have mentioned the one and only Mr. Trash Will is here as well. He is one of the things that escorted her into the finish line here today. We also had the pirate ship. Of course, you heard the cannons that were out there as well. There's been tons of kayakers. You can see them right here. The Canton Kayak Club guys came out. They've been with her since, my goodness, I think it was Fort McHenry that we first saw them here. So a lot of love to be shared for someone who just wanted to show love for the city. And I think that's certainly something that we're feeling here. I don't know if it's because I'm tired. Is it bad to say I'm tired after she just did 24 miles?
Tens of thousands here along the National Mall for today's March for Israel. Just take a look at these crowds, and among them, several thousand from Baltimore. For some, it started this morning. 35 miles away in Baltimore County, more than 70 buses loading up. Thousands from around the Baltimore region making the trip here to the National Mall, participating in today's March for Israel.
We're all here to show that Baltimore supports Israel.
This Pikesville woman among the masses.
On our bus alone, we took an associated bus at 9:30 this morning. There were Jews of all different types and stripes. There were kids as young as I think 6 or 7 on our bus, with people probably in their 70s and 80s.
Bringing her 11-year-old son, the 6th grader, missing school to participate.
But I chose to come because it's so important.
And as you can imagine, security is really tight here downtown. There's these security checkpoints at several spots around the mall, along with fencing. And take a look at all these law enforcement vehicles capped off with dump trucks blocking the end of the road here. And along with that highly visible police presence, a visible show of solidarity from all corners of the continent, from Miami to Philly to Ontario. Participants in today's rally converging on the nation's capital from both near and far. Despite tragedy and war spurring today's march, some seen dancing, singing, or chanting, many wearing or waving Israeli flags, or holding signs calling for the release of hostages. This Howard County woman said it's personal for her.
He's a distant relative. He lives in Israel. And he was kidnapped from the Nova Music Festival.
An emotional day for some, seeing the sea of demonstrators standing shoulder to shoulder, even as the conflict continues in the Middle East.
And I'm proud to be Jewish. I'm proud to be standing up for our people. And I hope that some of the hate will stop.
We just need peace. We just need peace.
In Washington, Amy Simpson.
As juveniles continue to commit crimes across Maryland, 1 month into the new juvenile justice laws taking effect, with the Department of Juvenile Services slow to provide information, it's been a game of guess who. Was the juvenile arrested? Were they detained? And are they being charged for committing a crime? So we're going county by county, digging into the data given to us by police departments, showing the number of juvenile arrests in November. In Baltimore County, there were 232 juveniles arrested or charged. That comes out to about 7 juveniles a day. And it's a comparable number to the month before, in October. In Baltimore City, 70 juvenile cases were brought to juvenile booking for review of detention for crimes like assault, carjacking, robberies, and stealing cars. But what's not clear is how many cases outside of that were referred to DJS and how many total juveniles are facing charges. We've been asking for 2 days, but so far have yet to get those numbers. In Howard County, there were 46 total juvenile arrests, 9 more than in October. Howard County Police breaking that number down, saying 16 were juvenile arrests. 1 was a juvenile arrest diversion, 27 were juvenile referrals, and 2 were juvenile citations. In Harford County, the sheriff's office says 27 juveniles were charged but not arrested. Havre de Grace police say they had 6 juvenile arrests. Aberdeen police say 5 juveniles were charged, one of which was charged as an adult. In Carroll County, the sheriff's office says 11 juvenile cases were referred to DJS, but one of them was a child in need of supervision petition without any criminal charges. They say in looking at stats, the vast majority are referred to DJS, not handled by an arrest. But that doesn't count other law enforcement agencies in Carroll County. And while many jurisdictions say it's too soon to see what impacts the new juvenile justice laws will have, many say they're a step toward holding juveniles accountable.
1, 2, 3.
293 years of history.
All right, we're in business.
And when you go digging up the past,
That's a bird skull. I know it's a rat skull. It's a little rat.
you might find some skeletons in the closet.
Coming up.
I mean, toilet.
This is like our 2-year anniversary, actually, honestly. Privy digging. So we've started with not knowing what the hell we were doing, coming down. And they're built well, they're sturdy. Like, it's crazy to think about. You never would have known these were here.
Evan Woodard,
I'm gonna take some photos myself now.
an historian and relic hunter, digs up old outhouses,
All these homes that were once here, they're all now gone.
at least on the surface.
But in reality, like right below their feet, there's like these, huge holes that were once like someone's outhouse. This is where people lived at. This is where people, had their families. We can look at like old Sanborn maps and start mapping out everything, and we can measure it out to like an inch, and it'd be exactly where it needs to be at.
Today, his team is taking a deep dive down the hole,
No smell, thankfully. When they're this dry, they don't stink at all.
plunging 15 to 30 feet underground in the Greater Baltimore Urban League parking lot.
It's an old neighborhood. It's a historically old neighborhood. I want to take you to a neighborhood that you've probably never been to.
A crowd of intrigued spectators gathers.
Most people have that curiosity. Like, what's under the ground? Who knows?
This is all by definition junk. Like, this isn't stuff that people wanted to save. And I don't know why that's so interesting now.
We're at the bottom, It's like natural hard ground like you're standing on up there.
Piece by piece, history is unearthed.
Oh, hell yeah.
Not all finds are treasures.
Are those teeth back there?
Can I see? A dentist would sure like to clean those.
And some are downright creepy.
Look at the babies' faces, though. These are a little creepy, huh?
Oh, by little you mean a lot. Oh my God.
You're gonna see that in your dreams?
But each brings a story to the table.
That is a large casing. That's like 1880s, 1890s.
It's Baltimore's story.
Corn, Mick, and
Flavor, and you could add the cakes and stuff.
Bromo seltzer.
They're like in history. I like it. That's the whole point.
From bottles and bones to fine china.
We can find all the pieces for it. I mean, something that small, it's pretty unique. It has a pattern on it that we can figure out.
Found the other half of the dish.
It's so cool because you can just see how people lived and what they used.
Now people can actually see something come out of the ground and understand like what's happening, and they have an idea of what it's like.
Oh.
Lessons that will live on.
We're actually documenting, going through the whole steps and logging everything. They can envision it when they're driving through now, seeing everything.
Imagining what life was like.
All right, cool, thanks.
Right here, so many years ago. In Baltimore,
Yeah, we're done.
I'm Megan Gilland